That's precisely why I say open carry is a bad idea.
Look at me, I got a gun. Nobody cares, man. Like, put your gun up, have some class about yourself, conduct yourself in a certain manner.
Exactly.
Don't try to get attention by owning a gun. You're not cool. Welcome to We the People podcast. I'm Shelton, gun enthusiast, creator of the podcast. I'm joined by the gentleman.
All right. I'm Fred with We the People podcast, the founder of the Survival Sisters, and the finest father your mama find.
All right now. Colin of Gunplay TV, Firearms enthusiast, competitive shooter, extraordinary gentleman.
My name is Nick. Fred, I appreciate the laugh. Sexiest canic shooter this side of Mississippi. Fellas, we're back in the building. Fred already coming in. It's hot.
Speaking of Fred.
Right. Speaking of Fred,
right.
man, you famous out here now, man. You've done some big things here recently, brother. Speak on the documentary.
The silver screen.
Yeah, that you've done here recently.
Well, like I said, we did a short film called it's called Crossfire Love. It's on YouTube. We put it on YouTube because if we put it on Tubi, Netflix, like that, people got to find it. We want it to be recommended to people. But we wanted to show in that film how the 2A community is more than military and law enforcement. Like, it's everyday people that use these firearms for their needs. Right. And we touched on every area that we could. It was in 13 film festivals all around the world. Like, it won international credits, and it won 6. So it says a lot. So it's something that you definitely should show your family. Definitely show anybody that's interested in firearms or the love for firearms.
And what's it called again?
It's called Crossfire Love.
We'll have the link in the description for y'all, man. Make sure y'all check that out. Show my boy Fred some love, man.
I appreciate it. I want y'all to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes into like the history, how open carry.
Yes.
When the Black Panthers had the open carry to protect the citizens from the police officers, you know. And
it talks about a lot. Like I said, in that film, you have my friend Country. Country lives in Alabama, and they live in a rural town. He uses this firearm, really honestly, to hunt food that he eats. Right. It's not like he hunts like we hunt, and we hunt, recreation. No, he's hunting to eat. Like, he eats what he kills. No, you have my friend Mario. He builds guns. He's from a small town in South Georgia, and guess what? Like I said, that's one of those things where you don't see a lot of, black manufacturers, but he does, and he tells how he got into it. Right. And then you have my daughters who come in, and like I said, they're showing their love for it in that aspect of it. But then the kicker was we brought on Phil Smith, which is the president of NAGA. And he just laid down a lot of facts about, the history of guns, and pretty much, like I say, why he started what he started, why we doing what we're doing. But at the same time, it shows exactly the love for the 2A community is not just some, erratic person who, wants to go against the government. No, like he talks about, in that film, he talks about the Mumford Act. He talks about how when the Black Panthers were together in San Francisco and they were using to protect themselves and to organize the neighborhood, how when they went to the Capitol and showed that force, the next day, open carry was no more.
Like that. Yeah.
Changes rules.
Right. And so the people know, and just being a little bit more descriptive, the Black Panthers were vigilantly walking around, open carry, guns on their hips, waist strapped around. After that, things changed.
Yes. Yeah. When they went to the Capitol like that next day, it was Ronald Reagan said, "Hey, can't have this."
What was put in place to make that change?
They put a new law in place so open carry would not be possible. And like I said, that one thing changed the laws across the nation, but really in California, like it spread out through California.
Right.
So this is a luxury that we have in the South here, where we have open carry, constitutional carry, things like that. So but then that question still is out there. Like, it's a question out there. Like, is it appropriate, even though you can do it?
Yeah, and for me, I think it's a slippery slope. I'm all for you exercising your rights, and the Second Amendment of all rights. It's probably my favorite. I would say, well, maybe after the first, but
yeah,
should you open carry? And I think that's a topic for the panel. Like, I don't think any of us. Fred, you may be the only one that would even consider open carry. I know I'm not doing it.
I don't open carry. I wouldn't open carry. I don't think
it's all about the why. Why are you open carry?
Yeah.
Now, back in the days, it was open carry. Just let you know that, hey, we can defend ourselves.
Exactly.
That we can do that. I don't think we have to deal with that.
Yeah, it was an overt expression at that time to say, hey, don't tread on me, for lack of a better term. Like, you see that I'm prepared. I'm not going for that.
Yeah.
But in today's, in the year of our Lord 2025, do you even see a place for that?
And times have changed. I mean, let's be real. Back in the day, I mean, you had cowboys.
Yeah.
Cowboys, and there wasn't a such thing as a concealed weapon. Even when they carried them, relatively in their suits, they still had them. Right. These shoulder holsters, but it wasn't even a thing to conceal a weapon. But now that people, and things are changing now, especially down in Florida, where people can, and they're showing that they're taking every opportunity they can. AKs, ARs, strapping them around doesn't make sense to you.
Well, it's a setup. It's a setup. Don't fall for the setup.
Don't do it.
Why do you think it's a setup though?
Because who's walking around with an AR pistol?
Exactly. It's undue attention.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's out there seen the videos where, I think the Florida law is that you can carry an AR openly if you're going to and from fishing, etc. I've seen countless videos where these people get pulled over, and obviously they're not doing anything wrong, but it's it's an undue risk. It's an undue amount of attention to accept, and to invite upon yourself. And I just think you're just attracting too much attention at that.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Is it the type of gun that you're carrying?
I think so.
Yeah.
Now, if you had a pistol, like I said a couple episodes back, I went to my son's t-ball game, and a gentleman had his pistol, just regular pistol, handgun, and it's okay. I'm okay with that. But if you had an AR, I'm like,
but see now us as gun people, we're okay if we see a pistol. But if we weren't gun people, would you have that same? If you saw a pistol on a gentleman's waistband, and you're not into guns are scary black objects for you. Would that take you back at all? I have to imagine it does for a lot of people out there.
But I think too, like I said, Tuesday I was in a family connection meeting, and I'm in there with this with one of the coaches for the rec league, and he took some cheerleaders, to a game, and so they were eating, and he said that while they were eating, a guy walked in with a pistol on his side, open carry. He walked in with a rifle strapped across his back, and a lot of those kids had not been introduced to firearms in that way. Right. People don't really understand that you can carry a firearm, legally. Like even though we do because we're in the gun world, but there are other people who are still taken back. So there has to be some decorum because like you said, slippery slope. We have it where it's a law, but why are you trying to pick and choose what laws you understand? Yeah. Because if you're gonna read all the subtexts of the law. A lot of people don't do that. So he did that, and the kids are like, they feel some kind of way. Because remember, their narrative has not changed about it.
Right.
They're not educated about it. So I think when people do carry openly, they do the most.
Absolutely. And I think you're doing the most by open carrying most times. Like you said, I think the word that you used was decorum. I summed it up to say time and place.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I ask, why open carry if you can conceal carry? And I mean, I have to imagine as a bad actor, if I come into a place and I'm, sizing it up for, resistance, I'm gonna find you first with your open carry Smith & Wesson, right? And you, for lack of a better term, are going to be the first target in that situation. I'd rather, as a self-defender and somebody that's responsible as a gun owner, have that element of surprise. And so to me, I just don't see, other than just advocating and being a visual, image of the change that you want to put forth, why do that?
It's because they need some attention.
Exactly.
Because they're lame, they ain't got no girlfriends or something like that.
That boy got
They want to say, look at me, I got a gun. Nobody cares, man. Put your gun up, have some class about yourself, conduct yourself in a certain manner.
Exactly.
Don't try to get attention by owning a gun. You're not cool.
I'm still playing devil's advocate. Because
keep on.
But you still own it.
Keep going. Fred said we look like gun guys.
No, Fred looks like a gun guy. I think that was projection. That was
Fred said that. He said we look like gun guys, which means our appearance look like we have a gun on us.
You're right. But now here's the problem with open carry gun guys.
Now the secret's gone. Now you see the gun now.
You're right. But the thing about it is, listen, guys, The mirror is not your friend. It lies to you. You get in it and you put on this tough guy persona. And the only audience that you have in the mirror is you.
Right.
And you telling yourself how tough you are, and you've never been man to man with other men. So what happens is you walk out of the house talking to yourself in the mirror, and you forget that there's other people that, hey, they got a little demon in them.
It's a real world.
And what's going to happen is you're going to have that. And like you said, that dude that really knows how to handle himself, because anybody that really can fight, they don't want to be the person that's man to man with somebody who been practicing all day themselves.
Yeah.
So that guy who open carrying, more than likely, he's not around a whole bunch of men, because other men will tell him you probably need to put that up, man.
Yeah, ease up. You're doing too much at the end of the day.
Now I done seen some of y'all peewees get y'all guns taken too.
That too. I've seen folks, and in those cases, a lot of the time it's just. And I think we talked about having a good holster and a good belt in previous episodes. But even if you're like concealing or halfway concealing, I mean, I've seen folks just put the gun in the pocket.
Yeah.
And it's one, that's unsafe. But two, I mean, again, we've all seen the videos. I saw a video, a guy was in the gas station, had it in his back pocket. He's paying, for his lottery ticket, and he snatched it.
But
what
guess
you
what?
to get it back at that point?
It never happened when they're carrying appendix.
Never. Which is why I advocate for appendix.
Exactly.
You have a lot of control of the front.
Yes.
But let's be honest about that too, because a lot of people don't even have retention on the holsters.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Like I said again, guys, you go into the gas station, you see a whole bunch of people pulling up. When you pull up, there's a whole bunch of people there. You want to show how tough you are, so you take your gun out of your console, because you had it just jingling around the console. You stuck it in your front pocket to walk in and let them know how tough you are, and then they take it. Because what did we say last time? If I pull up somewhere and I don't think my truck is gonna be safe, guess what I'm not gonna do?
I'm not gonna go there.
Okay.
I'm not gonna stop there.
That makes it easy.
I'm still playing devil's advocate.
All right, that's enough. Go ahead.
No, come on.
And I say this because I've been in I used to work in a bank in a branch, and a guy with some stature walked in, and you're not even supposed to have a gun in a branch.
Yeah.
A guy with some stature that knew he looked like he knew what he was doing with a gun, had his gun open carry. And my first thought was, all right, he could be a problem. And so it was an intimidation factor as well, where yes, the lame guy, you're gonna look like even more of a target.
You look like a douchebag. Like don't do it.
One of you guys who come out here with a gun, who has experience, and you got that thing properly sitting right there on your hip, somebody gonna see you and be like, all right, that guy right there could be a problem. Let me make sure.
Now, you said you worked in this branch. Did you ever figure out who the guy was? Like, was he like a marshal of some kind?
No,
he was just a customer.
Just a regular customer.
Oh, okay. Because when you say you weren't supposed to have the gun in the branch, I was like, I wonder if that's for employees.
Because it's a sign that says no guns. Some public places say no guns. And so some of that feeling that you're talking about, it can be the opposite. You see a guy that's 6'2" with some stature, look like he know his way around, and he got open carry. You're gonna feel a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, just because he's 6'2" don't mean nothing. He could be 6. If you still trying to prove that point, and you 6'2", hey man, you must sit down. Like realistically, like I said,
you got a complex. Yeah.
You honestly and truthfully, you ain't got to put on like that. Like you really don't. It's still decorum. Like you still need somebody to feel intimidated by your presence, because at the same time, think about it. You can do all that, but you finna get in a line with people behind you and in front of you.
Right. Okay.
That can't change. And you're doing that for what? So the thing about it, it don't take that much skill because you 6'2". You missing a whole lot of stuff being that high.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
they're Fred Short. That's why he said it.
Yeah. You see, he specifically 6'2", right? Come on, bro.
I see a whole lot of stuff down here.
Listen. I would say that. I mean, some people. And like that's why I asked, the guy that came in the branch, was he like a marshal of some kind? Because like you are right, like there is the individual with like the button up shirt and the shirt's tucked in, and he's got the gun, and most times he's got a badge on the other side, right? And it's like, okay, I'm used to seeing that, and I immediately think, okay, that's guys in some form of law enforcement, some form of authority, for lack of a better term. But as a regular citizen, is there a need at all? Is there a realistic use case other than I'm going to the range, I'm practicing from the hip? Why? I just don't.
Well, does society get used to it after 10 years from now?
That's the question. Like, I mean, the only reason I can think is you're doing it for advocacy. You're doing it to push, and kind of change the narrative.
To agitate,
Okay, you could talk about changing the narrative, but let's talk about this might be controversial, but
okay,
let's talk about the image of a shooter.
That's what I mean.
A mass shooter.
Oh, not mass shooter. Okay, I'm sorry.
Just so you got ahead of yourself there.
A lot of these mass shooters are wearing the sleeve with the flag on it.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Nowadays, I feel like it's changed. I feel like as of late, we've seen like kind of like everything. I feel like everybody like the purple hair demographic seem like they've been taking some folks out lately.
One in Virginia was an Asian guy. Virginia Tech, he was an Asian guy.
I've never seen an Asian man in the grunt style
The ones in Columbine were
a lot of.
But I think
Columbine were.
Columbine was recently now. Recent now.
I think
we had the shooting. Just a couple days back. I feel like there was a shooting, right? The
same
church.
day.
I don't know, but what color are these guys?
Oh my God! I think he's getting involved. He's getting involved.
If you want to say it,
what I would say is this: violence doesn't have a color. Right, it's the same way proficiency or skill doesn't have a color, right? It's really on the individual. But I do think that some of what like we've been conditioned to expect to be violent is starting to shift a little bit. As of late, I've seen a lot of regular, lanky, average-looking people that
from the
5-10 years ago I wouldn't have batted an eye at that feel emboldened, they feel enraged, and your reasons are your own.
Yeah,
but I'm starting to see that image kind of shift a bit.
I mean, but we see an image and we know an image. So when we see a person walk in, I'm just thinking about me and my family. If I walk and I'm looking at everybody walking in, right? And if you walk in and if you fit a description of any of those things that I've ever seen before, we getting up out of here. We getting up out of here. Now, if it's me by myself, I can fight you. It's me and you, right? But if it's my family, we getting up out of here.
That's a dangerous narrative, though.
Exactly. I think so. That's what I was going to say. Because
a dangerous narrative for what? For me to protect my family?
Well, for you to ascribe that threat to an outward representation.
Yeah,
but I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't care about being politically correct when I'm trying to defend my family. And protect my family.
But you're only defending your family once a threat has presented itself. You're saying
I'm doing it
based on the phenotype.
But I think he's talking about the climate that we in now. There are a lot of people who don't sit and listen to their great granddad's stories about how they used to handle business because there were rights that were just reserved for them.
Yeah, them days ago.
Okay, but the thing about it is we have the climate now where people are feeling like, you know what, though, we need to bring them days back because we need to be that and we need to put things in place. We need to take our country back to make sure that people that we subscribe should be in that power. So the thing about it is like I say, it ain't got to be a color on it and then like that. We're just talking about the climate.
Yeah, I mean, I take your point. The climate does seem like it seems like they're kind of agitating the shit a little bit. Like somebody is stirring the pot right now, some higher power. But I would say, I mean, I feel like it is a slippery slope to ascribe that to an outward expression. The way somebody looks, because I mean, the same thing could be placed upon us.
It does. But
that's what I mean. It does.
I do it all the time.
But do you accept it?
Yeah.
When somebody looks at you and says, "Oh, he got some braids and a baggy t-shirt and some jeans," he could be a threat. That's the same thing as looking at a guy in a grunt style t-shirt and saying, "Oh, he's got the American flag." First of all, the American flag should not be seen as a threat. We all live in America. If I see somebody with an American flag on their sleeve, I'm just saying that they're
more likely they're a gun guy. 9 times out of 10, they're a gun guy.
So are you fearful of a gun guy?
Yeah.
I'm not fearful of a gun guy. I'm fearful of anyone I feel like is a threat. Yeah. And it ain't about like, oh, it's just the white guys or it's the black guys. Yeah. I'm looking at everybody.
So if you combine that with the fact that they're open carrying, you're on extra attention.
Yes. If you would say, I'm not even gonna say the word. I'm just saying a youngster.
A young gentleman,
with his pants hanging down, come through with the Draco
mask on.
So he wouldn't happen to have his hair braided, is what you're trying to say.
Oh, he can have his hair braided too.
Oh.
Or in dreads. I don't care. And if I walk into a room and you get scared, you should be scared. Yeah. But I'm not gonna do anything for. I need to be provoked to do it. I have no motivation to just do some stuff.
But why should they be scared? That's crazy. You should be scared.
It's not scared. It's prepared.
You just said they should be scared.
Well, if they want to be scared, they can be scared. I don't care. Be scared.
Hey,
until you talk to me and then you figure out that I'm a nice guy, right?
Look,
you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, whatever y'all talking about. I'm talking about when you're with your family, and that you are trying to protect them.
Right.
I'm looking at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You a cat, a dog, anybody, any color, anything. I'm looking at you and I'm profiling you and I'm saying, could this person react?
Could they be a threat?
Could there be a threat? And do I need to react?
And that's precisely why I say open carry is a bad idea. Because as somebody like myself, we've always got our head on a swivel. I'm always looking for a potential that guy could be a problem. Now, sometimes it might just be the 6'2" gentleman. You know what I'm saying? You know, it could be that. But if I see a gun on you, I'm certainly gonna register that. That's gonna stick in my mind. And so for that reason, I say, I mean, I appreciate the folks that are doing it for advocacy because I do want guns to be less stigmatized, right? But you have to also understand, like you said, right? There's times when there's kids around. Kids have their perception. Bad guys typically have guns, right? If you're not a bad guy, and you're gonna be around kids. Maybe just don't. I
don't appreciate
some of
nobody.
our followers. When we talked about this earlier, like, what do you like the perception?
Yeah.
Right.
Some of our followers, like, man, I want to look like a threat.
No.
Some of them
Not
said
openly.
No.
It's a terrible idea. Terrible
I
idea.
said we
Terrible
look
idea.
like gun guys.
No. You
We
do
don't,
look.
bro.
You do
Fred
look.
looks like a gun guy. He's
I
projecting.
want you to question me.
I
if I'm
am
a
not
gun guy.
projecting.
How fast can I draw this gun? How many rounds do I have? What do I
Right.
have? A 9mm? Oh, you gonna see I got a Draco, I got the clip. You gonna show it everything? You gonna show everything?
And so what I would
Leave
ask
a
is
little
this.
bit up to our imagination.
If you want to look like a threat, the question I would ask is why? Because it sounds like you're looking for somebody to press you.
Yeah.
Which at that point, like you've kind of stepped out of the realm of I'm a self-defender and just a prepared person, and you are kind of like a subconscious kind of underhanded agitator at that point. But I want to look like somebody that somebody might either not or would try to agitate. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
You said in the documentary, talking about the Black Panthers.
Yeah.
And one of their sole purposes was to protect the community.
Yeah.
Yes.
And back then, open carry was more of a thing. They did it. They were dressed in black.
Yeah.
They looked like a force to be reckoned with.
Exactly. Because they wanted to make a statement. They wanted to make, and that was a collective statement because, like I said, it wasn't just for one person. It was to bring the community together, and not only that, but it's also to let the people that know that were against them, because there was a lot of police brutality. There were a lot of things that were not in their favor,
Right.
and the only protection they felt was within themselves. But they made statements, and like I say, they still make statements to the point to where you still got 3-letter agencies. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to clump people together with that.
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is it did impact them. And I think they crossed, regardless of them taking them out, doing what they did, it still made an impact. Because guess what? You're still studying them.
Yep.
And the thing about it is it doesn't matter if you're walking in and you're open and carrying. Like I say, you're trying to make a statement because you're doing the most. Either way it go. Even if I did carry over and carry, I still will put my shirt over it. Because one thing about it, guess what? It's still respectful for other people who may not have crossed that bridge yet.
Correct.
Or know they need to cross it. Like we did the film. The film was to help people be able to cross that bridge and not look at you gun guys. you know, because I look like a dad.
Yeah.
But they wanted to make sure that these gun guys are, the people that they need. Because like I said, there are people who really honestly have never been introduced to firearms. I mean, I'm telling you, it's people that live in the country and they've never really just been introduced to anything other than a shotgun. Because guess why?
This is all they've had.
Yeah.
But see, also you mentioned, right, the image that the Black Panthers kind of put forth, and to this day we still study that, and that stigma, if you want to call it a stigma, still follows to a degree, right? So I've had especially like older black guys, that they're perfectly fine with, us doing our gun thing, but they hesitate to engage in that hobby because they feel that stigma still remains, right? A black man with a gun is seen as a violent revolutionary of some kind. And I try to push back on that because, for one, I mean, these are rights that are afforded to you, and frankly, many of our ancestors died for these rights. But it's one of those things where, like, you have to kind of accept that self-empowerment in the sense that I'm gonna take that on, and I'm gonna, again, we say that, I feel like I say this every episode, redefine the narrative. We're going to redefine the narrative. Yeah. And that's really what it's about for me. Again, I wasn't around in the Black Panther. I would have loved to been, to have seen that and been a part of that. And I think it was an important prerequisite to where we're at today.
Yeah.
But I do think some people kind of saw that pushback that they received and kind of shy away for that reason. You know what I mean?
I think people have to understand this, right? Yeah. Even with the Black Panthers. And like I said, I respect everybody that put their life on the lines forward, for the people to move forward, because they want to say they were violent, vigilant. I mean, these vigilantes that were doing this stuff.
Right.
But let's ask the question: would they have been doing that if that kind of behavior wouldn't already being placed on them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was more or less out of necessity, I think you could say, right? It was required at that time.
Yeah, it's not the same now, and so at this point, with where we are with open carry, states are starting to open this up, and so things are starting to change. What do y'all see coming next?
Well, I think it's going to be, look, it's a setup. Like I said, it's a setup.
Explain it.
It's a setup. Like, when this open carry starts to happen, things are going to start popping off.
Yeah.
Things are going to start elevating, especially when the FRTs are in place.
Ooh. Yeah.
You think there'll be more violence, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's going to be more violence, and I think that the media is going to magnify that violence, and people are going to use that to change some laws.
Yeah, I don't think that could easily happen. Yeah. But I mean, I remember seeing and hearing similar pushback once, Georgia, for example, we have the constitutional carry now, and they were saying, oh, now you're reducing the barriers that people have to cross in order to carry concealed. Right, and people said that we would see a spike in violence, etc. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I don't know that we have.
No, we are the most violent country. And we have the most
with gun death.
We have the most. Our citizens.
We cannot be the most violent.
Our citizens who's going to be more violent than us as far as guns?
As far as guns, violence. As I was saying, violence in general. Now, gun violence probably.
Our citizens own the most guns, and we have the most gun violence.
Well, let me ask this question.
Out of any developed country.
Well, let me ask this question. Who doing the statistics? Because the question is right here. Everybody makes the narrative the way they want it to benefit them. Yeah. Because you mean to tell me in the Sudan,
that's what I'm
Africa,
saying.
You mean to tell me everybody that walk around with
guns in Africa?
Yes,
they do.
They do. They don't have gun rights, but
they don't have.
They do got gun rights.
The militia does.
That's not the way we do. That's the way we
do. They got it. Because I'm considering moving to South Africa, and I check with my boy.
Oh shit!
And I looked into the gun laws.
You heard it here first.
I looked into the gun shops and everything. Yeah. So they got rights over there as far as guns.
Okay. And let me just be clear. Like I said, it is a slippery slope, and it is a game. Now I may be wrong, but I think I'm accurate. In Alabama, they have a new HR bill that they have in the House right now. It's called SB 119.
Okay.
When I say they tricking people, they tricking them, because guess what? They saying now if you get into an altercation and you pull a gun,
right?
That's 10 years on top of that already. A mandatory 10 years.
If you pull a gun, and
if you show the gun, you brandish the gun or whatever, in commission that crime, automatic 10 years on that.
If you are committing a crime, not self-defense, but committing a crime.
Well, and like I say, now remember, let's steer, because one thing about, you can be charged for anything. It ain't like they gonna come out and try to get your side of the story. They gonna charge you first, and you gonna defend yourself.
Yeah,
but just understand that they're saying they're gonna add 10 years to whatever you've done
for aggravating that crime with the firearm.
Yes,
right. Okay.
So now they say if you and they're saying also too, if you shoot somebody, automatic 20 years added to whatever else you've done.
Now, but in the case that was, a justified self-defense incident.
Yeah, but let's go back, because like I said, I love the law.
I mean, you still have to justify that in court. You still have to go through that.
And if you ain't got enough money, guess what? That plea bargain still gonna be what it's gonna be. But them 10 years still, you may be it's like I said. Do I think it's a trick? I think it's a trick for the young people, because the young people are the ones that are really, honestly, abusing the right to carry, because they're doing the most. Your jeans are too little, your shoes are too big, your shirt is too little, you don't plan on hiding nothing. You got a Draco in the front of your pants
with an extendo
on it.
Silly.
you know. Come on, if you look like the problem, you act like the problem. Guess what?
You're gonna be the problem.
Okay. And we always talking about training on here. We hit on training every episode, and we are not lawyers, so please do not take this and say, "Hey, what should I do?" We're regular guys. You know what I mean? So
just take it seriously.
Yeah,
it's
take
not
it seriously.
Take it seriously. And to your point, Fred, if that is a trap, and brandishing or showing a firearm in those circumstances is going to exacerbate the sentence, all the more reason not to open carry.
Exactly.
I think just to bring it home to the initial topic, I don't really see a use case for it. If you're a police officer, if you're security, if you're some advanced TSA agent or air marshal, maybe. But for the regular person, if you're going to carry, by all means, carry. Just carry, conceal. Do your best to make sure that that's going to be covered, and you're not going to alarm, the mother and her child pushing their basket in Walmart. It's just undue attention. Don't do it.
What do you got a suit on?
If you have a suit on, man, do the James Bond, show the whole
you gotta have a James Bond. See, it's about class. To all the new people that's trying to carry guns, that's asking us about this stuff and what gun to buy and stuff like that, don't get caught up in that stuff. Be classy about what you carrying,
Absolutely.
about how you present yourself, be professional, and just be smart about this. This is a tricky game, and it can play into some consequences that you do not want to deal with.
Yes.
So
that part.
I like that. That's very well put, because like I said, we always preach education. You have to educate yourself on every aspect of this game, because it could cost you your life, your family's life, or people around you. And so training, education is absolutely key. So you made a great point right there. I think that at some point in time, like you said, Shelton, unfortunately, this may go to a place where it may have to go to a place where they now make changes and revert that back to something else. Because if this brings too much attention, if it's too easy now, when it's too many shootouts happening, innocents are, passing away, hopefully it doesn't get there.
Right.
Yeah. But just know that they're 2 steps ahead of us.
And it's incumbent on us, again, to be responsible. 4, it's incumbent on us to be responsible so that we don't see that imposition on our rights. I think everybody that's watching this podcast is at very least interested in firearms. We don't want to see those rights curtailed or rolled back in any way. And so, again, if you're going to be a firearms handler, you're going to be a firearms shooter, trainer, instructor, you're a representative. Take it seriously, get the training, and just, again, don't take it lightly. I think that's kind of the theme here. Don't attract undue attention. Be an advocate and keep it classy. I would definitely help said there.
Exactly. And read the law for yourself.
There you go.
Do not go on what somebody says. All right. And cops, they're great at policies and procedures, but they are not experts on the law.
Nope.
So I hear a lot of people tell me, my brother's a cop or my best friend's a cop, but they're not an expert on the law.
Right.
Make sure. This is what happened in London. New England. When they did a ban on gun, it was the people. 1996. It was the people that pushed for it. Yep. If we keep doing the most, because y'all know we definitely love to do the most. Yep. If we keep doing the most, then they're gonna start pushing for more.
Yep. More control.
Yep.
We don't want that.
We gotta fight back.
Yeah, it's coming. This was a good one, fellas.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we can spin this off to a couple more.
Oh yeah.
So this was a good one. So please, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're gonna comment because you've been commenting, and we appreciate that. Yeah, we appreciate that because this may bring up some more and deeper discussions. Yeah, centered around open carry. And so again, if you have not before, subscribe, like, shout out to the Pew Surgeon for the hoodie. Appreciate you, brother. We support you as you support us, along with everybody else who repost our stuff, who puts our stuff in the comments, stories on Instagram. We definitely appreciate you. But
hey, one more thing on top of that, man. We the People shop. Make sure y'all check that out. You see the shirt. We got a lot of merch coming. Y'all stay tuned. There's a lot of good stuff coming your way. Y'all have been asking for hats, beanies, t-shirts. We're gonna try to do as much as we can for you guys. So make sure you tap into that shop for sure.
Close us out, brother.
Man, bring us home, Fred.
Close us out. You know, Fred. Watch the documentary. It's good. I watched it once, and I was like, I missed a few things.
Say the name of it again.
And I ran it back and had to watch it.
Crossfire Love. Crossfire Love.
Crossfire Love is documented on YouTube. Like I said, when I tell you, like I said, watch the video. show love on the video, because we're going to give you more of those so you can see everyday people. Like, to be able to follow one of these guys or just see what the day-to-day look like, you'll get a good view. Like I said, this is not about military, law enforcement. These are everyday people who really honestly are representing the two-way space.
That's it.
Get your ass in the gym, man.
Do that.